And here at Old Trafford, it is our commentary. Manchester United back in the group stages of the Champions League, here at Old Trafford with Chris Waddle and Alan Green.
Well, both sides have made their way out from the tunnel away to our left onto the halfway line. They stand either side of the halfway line now, and in the middle of the lot, Viktor Kasai, the referee, the Hungarian, who is simply top-notch. There aren't many better in Europe than he is, and there's the anthem, of course, that never fails to make the hairs in the back of my neck stand up, Chris.
No,
it's booed at Manchester City, mind you.
Yeah, it's yes, everybody knows this tune now. I've just looked at the two lineups, Alan. I've got to say, Wolfsburg are a very tall side,
aren't they? I mean, they've got Dante in the centre of their defence. They've also got Naldo, another Brazilian. He's 6'6", and Dost, the striker, is 6'4". Now, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Smalling in particular, because Blint won't be able to handle that.
Exactly. Set pieces are going to be very important tonight, and you've just said the size of that side, the deliveries are good, then they're going to cause problems.
Let me run down the two lineups, both showing one change from their league performances at the weekend. No Michael Carrick for Manchester United. He's picked up an injury. Replaced by Schweinsteiger. The goalkeeper is De Gea. The defence is Valencia, Smalling, Blint and Darmian. Then it's Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin. Then Mata on the right, Rooney in the centre, Memphis Depay on the left, and Martial through the middle. Wolfsburg's goalkeeper is Benaglio. He's the former Swiss international, over 60 caps for Switzerland, but he retired after the World Cup. Then their back four from right to left is Clash, Naldo, Dante, and another Swiss player, Ricardo Rodriguez. Then we've got Julevogu and Arnold, the two holding players in midfield. I think they're going to play 4-2-3-1 tonight, and the three in front of that duo, Caligiuri on the right, Draxler on the left, Cruiser in the centre, and Dost through the middle. Now, they've lost all three games they've played in English football, including a game here against Manchester United 6 years ago at the group stage. And by the way, Valencia and Rooney survived from that night. Carrick would have been a third survivor, but he's not fit. What are you expecting, Chris? I mean, I think tonight this will suit Wolfsburg. The more United attack, the more the Germans will enjoy it.
Totally agree. I think this is a different Wolfsburg from what you saw years ago. I think they've improved all right. De Bruyne has left. It was a big part of his team. Brought Draxler in as a sort of replacement. But listen, they're very good on the flanks to deliver good crosses. They move the ball quick when they counter-attack. They bring you on and they hit you quickly on the break. They've got the legs. And they've got guys who can put the ball in the back of it. And again, we just talked about before, very dangerous at set pieces, very tall side.
And a lot of responsibility on Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin in front of the Manchester United central defence. So we're ready to get underway. Manchester United defending the Stretford end of the first half. Red shirts, white shorts, white socks. Wolfsburg in white shirts, predominantly white shirts, with sort of green flash across the front of it, green shorts and green socks. We're underway. And it's an important game, of course, for Manchester United. Having lost away to PSV in their opening group match, they've never lost their first two group games. Let's not even think about that happening tonight. United in possession inside the German half, and it's threaded through by Schweinsteiger on the far side of the field. It's taken up by Depay, and then challenge comes in. The ball deflects behind. I think it's behind for the goal kick. If the ball's ever retrieved, or maybe it's only a throw-in. Just a throw-in to Wolfsburg. Terrific season they had last season. They won 2 cups. They finished runners-up in the Bundesliga. Not quite as comfortable in this campaign. Now the ball allowed to run through by Dante to his goalkeeper Benaglio. And Benaglio throws it out to the near side of the field. Here's Rodriguez. We saw him at Wembley last month playing for Switzerland. Infield, it goes to Naldo and on to the near side, and it's with Arnold. Arnold will sit deeper than Schürrle certainly would have done had Schürrle been in the starting lineup. He's one of the Wolfsburg substitutes tonight. Now the ball threaded back by Darmian to De Gea, and De Gea sweeps it right-footed up towards the halfway line, headed down by Caligiuri. but only to Valencia. What do you think about this business of... Valencia was never a right back, but he played a lot of last season at right back.
Well, I don't think he could get in at right-hand side. He was in and out, and obviously the injury problems they had, and problems they've always had. So he ended up playing there, and he does a decent job. You know he's comfortable on the ball. He's good going forward. He's not really ever played against. And how many times in modern-day football do you actually play up against a talented wing anymore?
No. Though United have one on the far side of the field, that's certainly true of Memphis Depay. Wolfsburg in possession on the halfway line. That looked like a foul by Schweinsteiger, and the referee was close by, and Mata kicked the ball away. Shouldn't do that, even if it's only 2 minutes into the game. Free kick to Wolfsburg. Rodriguez to take it. Has the ponytail, his customary ponytail, the left back, and he sweeps the ball through the centre circle to Naldo. Doesn't mean pizza. On the far side, Kresch down the right side for Wolfsburg. That's well defended that by Daley Blind, who got across. And then slight confusion from Manchester United, but it deflects off a boot, a German boot, and it's a throw into Manchester United. Slow start to the game.
I'm just going to say, Alan, both teams look a little bit nervous, a little bit, I suppose it's respect. Manchester United are trying to press Wolfsburg. It's
that's a good ball forward, fantastic ball forward. And my initial inclination was there was an offside against Martial, but whether the assistant didn't see that or hadn't caught up with play, I don't know. And maybe he wasn't offside in the first place.
That's a great ball. Schweinsteiger picked it up, 20-30 yards before the halfway line, inside left channel, and just plays a ball over the top. And at first I thought Martial was going to catch it, but he didn't. He's offside here, but he's okay.
No, it's played down the left side, and it's Depay on the far side of the field. Depay onto his right foot, onto his left foot, beating the fullback. There's the cross in towards Rooney. Headed away well by Rodriguez, and cleared to safety now to Caligiuri for Wolfsburg. Caligiuri slides the pass towards the right flank, and now it's fed on. Caligiuri picks it up again, and he's level with the edge of the Manchester United penalty, attacking the Stretford end, cutting in field, and the ball fed through. Here's a great chance for Wolfsburg, and it's 1-0. Caligiuri has scored. He was at the start of the move, back at the halfway line, threading the ball to the right side. He joined his colleague on the right side, involved again, and then the pass that put him through just sliced open the Manchester United defence, and Wolfsburg are in front, only 4 minutes gone.
I've got to say I was impressed with him against Bayern Munich, and he scored, I think, the goal, which made them 1-0 up. An unbelievable play down that right-hand side. He should have been tackled. There was 2 Man United players around him. He kept running. It's Valencia. We're talking about being not a right back, plays everybody on the side, and it's a cool finish by the guy. He just basically looks after the ball. Great give and go, counter-attack football. Valencia plays everybody on, and he just side foots it above the hair into the back of the net. 1-0, and that's what they're good at, counter-attacking football.
Well, if Valencia had the nice of a right back and had been in a line with Smalling and Blint, the pass would have seen Caligiuri offside.
Most definitely, but he was caught ball watching, never got up with the other 3 defenders. But it was a well-worked goal. Caligiuri is a very talented player.
German-born, German mother, Italian father, hence the name. Let's get an update from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Connor.
5 minutes played, Alan, and it's 0-0 here, just as you were describing the Wolfsburg goal. Almost the same instant Manchester City should have scored here. Raheem Sterling, pinpoint cross on the left-hand side. It's set up perfectly for Sergio Aguero, only the goalkeeper to beat. Incredibly, Jan Sommer made the save that keeps it Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0.
Well, here on 5 Live, we've only played 5.5 minutes. Manchester United trail 1-0, and Wolfsburg, who are set up to play a counter-attacking game here, it's perfect for them, absolutely perfect. Here's Dante on now to Arnold. Arnold caught there by Rooney, and it's a free kick to Wolfsburg, and Old Trafford is quiet.
If you go back to the goal, Caligiuri picks it up, doesn't he? He's like 30 yards in his own half, plays a simple ball wide, and he just continues his run across the field diagonal, down the right-hand side behind the left back. Schneiderlin runs with him, but doesn't really ever get close to him. He allows him to turn, go past the 2 defenders, plays a little give and go, and he gets the goal.
Here's Crash, the right back, approaching the halfway line with some urgency. Then he taps the pass to his right, and Wolfsburg a goal up, and Old Trafford is stunned on this, the second night of Champions League group football for Manchester United. Remember, they lost in PSV Eindhoven in the first game. They dare not start with 2 defeats. I mean, actually, it looks quite a soft group, you know. They've got home and away fixtures against CSKA Moscow coming up, but they dare not lose twice, you'd think. Here's Smalling. And again, this is a feature that has disturbed me about Manchester United when I've seen them this season. They're quite sluggish in their passing. Ball back from Valencia to Smalling again.
It's getting the right tempo. It's knowing when to go quick and when to play slow. Sometimes what we saw this year, the Champions League with the English sides, is they just can't get the balance right of when to play other in again.
Oh, goodness gracious, that pass almost threaded through to Caligiuri. This time, Valencia was alert, but then it's given away again by Manchester United. And they've started this game in scrappy fashion. They trail 1-0. The ball is back now to Julavogi and on to Naldo. They've got everybody bar Dante and their goalkeeper over the halfway line at the moment. Manchester United are being forced to sit back. Here's Dante. Shakhtar 0, PSG 1. Elsewhere in the Champions League tonight. Caligiuri, the goal scorer, tried to cross high towards Dost, the tall striker, head of United player, but Wolfsburg have possession back. Now it's with Martial, taken up by Rooney. Rooney trying to thread through to Memphis Depay, and that's a good work by Cash, the right fullback, hitting it out of play for a throw-in.
Well, that was good by Man United. They brought them high up the park, didn't they, Wolfsburg, and they counter-attacked again, and they have got pace themselves, Manchester United. They nearly got a good counter-attack. Great tackle.
Blind to Schneiderlin on the halfway line, right of the centre circle, onto Valencia. The fullback come winger. He tried to find Martial. Martial slipped, and Dante brings the ball forward, taps it to Caligiuri, and on it goes. And Cruza. I'm trying to pick up where Draxler is playing.
Right wing.
I mean, this
plays on the
is
left.
odd, isn't it? He plays usually on the left.
Yep.
Caligiuri on the right, but they've switched flanks tonight.
I think they've looked at maybe the lineup of United side and thought he may get more joy out that side.
CSKA Moscow 1, PSV 0. Of course, Wolfsburg beat CSKA Moscow 1-0 in their opening game. They're 1-0 up here at Old Trafford. Now, Cruza's caught offside, and it's a free kick to Manchester United.
Well, that goal's knocked the stuff out of Man United, doesn't it? They started quite bright. They got in the face of Wolfsburg. Schweinsteiger had a ball over the top and nearly got onto, but since then they've got lost sloppy, they've lost confidence, and Wolfsburg are dominating this football match.
A lot of loose passing from Manchester United so far, but here's Deli Blind, still in his own half, taps the ball to his right to Smalling, and Smalling back to Blind, no forward movement at the moment. Now it's with Darmian on the far side of the field, and his pass to Martial forced the youngster to take the ball out over the touchline, and it's a throw in to Wolfsburg. And if I was a Manchester United fan in the stands tonight, I'd be very concerned the way this game was started. Manchester United 0, Wolfsburg 1. And Wolfsburg have seen more of the possession. Dost just taps the pass to the right. And again, Caligiuri is available down the left side. Valencia comes across. Valencia, well, I thought he was going to head the ball out of play, but he headed it infield. It's as well Mata was there. Mata plays it back to De Gea, and De Gea clears. And it's headed on, but to no good effect for Manchester United. Dante back to the goalkeeper, Benaglio. Out to Dante again. You can't miss him. Look at it. He's got an orange left boot and a blue right boot. Goodness, it must be some contract he's got. That's a poor clearance. Oh, goodness. Schweinsteiger had a chance to shoot directly on goal from Benaglio's loose clearance. He didn't hit it right. And it's cleared now by Wolfsburg up over the halfway line.
Well, that was a bit risky. Dante plays it back to him. He wanted to return. The goalkeeper got caught in two mains. Not the best clearance. And Schweinsteiger tried the right thing, coming onto the ball, 40 yards out, tried to volley it back into the empty goal, but couldn't direct it.
Well, for the first time, Manchester United fans find a voice. Here's Smalling. Smalling to Valencia. And Valencia gives it away to Caligiuri. And then Valencia is swift, gets back in there, gets a challenge, and he wins the ball, finds De Gea. We played Nearly 12 minutes. Manchester United 0. I wish it was 1. Manchester United 0. Wolfsburg 1. What news of Manchester City, Connor?
Still 0-0 here at Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's been a wonderfully open start to the game. Chances at both ends. Aguero should have scored for City. And the same goes for Patrick Herrmann down the other end. A mistake by Kevin De Bruyne. Relinquished possession for Manchester City. Herrmann was in on Joe Hart. He put it across the goalkeeper's body, but wide of the target. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. Manchester City 0.
It's better passing from Manchester United now. Schweinsteiger into the captain Rooney. Rooney from 40 yards from goal. Plays it to this near side of the field. Valencia up from fullback into Mata. Mata under a little bit of pressure from Rodriguez. Passes back to Smalling. And now it's with Blint again. On the halfway line to Darmian, acting left back tonight, when he usually plays right side for Manchester United. Blint once more. Blint to Smalling. Martial being marshalled at the moment by Dante. Blint to Darmian, and Darmian onto the far side of the field. Memphis Depay, on it goes. That's a decent cross in, went a long way, poor defensive work. Mata shoots, and it's a header over by Dante. I think that was creeping in the far corner.
Well, that was great pace of the game. I mean, they passed it very slow for 5-6 passes. Then they upped the tempo and they got round the back, and I think that was going in. Dante's header, Mata's bent it with his left foot inside the box on his right hand side. I think I was going inside the post. Dante takes no risk, heads it away.
Memphis Depay take the corner from the near side. That's the right, in front of those away fans who'd made the journey from Germany. Depay has Mata close by. Rodriguez hoping to prevent a short corner. It's played in by Depay and headed away by Smalling, away from the penalty area, and Wolfsburg clear to the near side of the field, but it's out for a Manchester United throw-in. I think we need a bit more tempo though from Manchester United.
It's getting the balance right in European football. It's knowing when to go quick and when to keep the ball and bide your time. That's the tack Man United had was excellent. I thought they were patient and then they just upped the gears very quickly, and they really, Mata was going in. It was a great header by Dante to clear it.
Valencia on to Martial. Dante came across and, aware of the dangers of the 19-year-old, gets the tackle in quickly, and it's out for a throw-in, which is left for Valencia to take. Valencia almost level with the edge of the German penalty area. Throws to Mata, onto Martial. Martial jigs his way into the penalty area. It's a good run. Oh, goodness gracious. That was inches wide.
You can see why the Man United fans have took him very early. He's very direct, isn't he? Quick feet. He worked at himself from a throw-in down this right-hand side in the box. Good strength. Roads the first defender. Goes past Dante really quite comfortably. Quick feet. Left foot strike, just passes the far post.
Let me remind you of the huge Rugby World Cup games coming up shortly. Wales against Fiji tomorrow. Coverage on 5 Live from 4:30. Then on Saturday, Scotland against South Africa at 4:45, followed by, it's only a minor game, England-Australia. Dear, oh dear, England need that. They need a win. Then our football coverage of the weekend, the commentary coverage, Manchester City against Newcastle, 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then I'll be at the Emirates Stadium for Arsenal against Manchester United, 4 o'clock Sunday. Here, 15 minutes gone at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Wolfsburg 1. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0 in the other game featuring English clubs tonight. And we don't want to talk about last night. Goodness gracious, 5 defeats in 6 games in the Champions League so far.
I know people think it's a shock. I don't think it's a shock around European football. I think we're a little bit blinkered with the Premier League. I think we think that every team we're going to play, we're going to win quite comfortably. It's not like that.
Totally agree. We need a bit more substance rather than hype in the Premier League. Wolfsburg, 4th in the Bundesliga, but trailing the leaders Bayern Munich by quite a margin, leading here at Old Trafford through Caligiuri's goal in the 4th minute. Valencia drives it forward, wildly overhits it, a couple of bounces that scurries behind for a goal kick.
Well, he doesn't need to play it that long. I know they're playing quite deep when Man United pick the ball up, Wolfsburg. So Dante's obviously, Martial, he's frightened of his pace, you can see that, so he drops off behind. All he's got to do is just put it over Rodriguez's head, because the fullback's pushing up really high on the Mata. Just drop it down the side.
Dost with a header. Dost inside his own half at the moment. And then the pass back to the goalkeeper, Benaglio, who's also the captain of this Wolfsburg team. His ball forward, headed on by Kruse towards the far side, towards Draxler. We haven't seen a great deal of Draxler. Hold on, is he moving? Has he switched position again? No, not quite.
Well, I think he prefers Kruse in that position, and really that's what Draxler wants to play. So whether he switches it during the game, we'll see. But he's not getting a kick on that right-hand side.
Well, there's a similar problem for Manchester United because Mata would like to play in the hole as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's having to play wide. Here's Valencia on to the said Juan Mata. Mata on the right side for Manchester United, cutting in field, sweeping the ball back to Daley Blind, and now everybody barred De Gea is inside the Wolfsburg half. 17 minutes play. Wolfsburg lead 1-0. Throw into Manchester United. Goes back to Blind on the halfway line. The German coach Dieter Hecking standing at the edge of the technical area at the moment, must be very happy with the way his side have started. Now Valencia for United. Valencia tries to cross low. Hits up. There's a penalty in Germany. Connor.
Penalty to Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's been won by Raphael. Mazy dribble into the penalty area. Otamendi's picked up a yellow card. I'm not sure that's for the challenge. I think that's for his protests afterwards. And both Yaya Toure and Fernandinho would want to be careful that they don't join him. But it is a penalty to the German side. Borussia Mönchengladbach, who finished third behind Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg last season. This is their first home game in the European Cup proper for 37 years, and now they have the chance to take the lead against Manchester City. Joe Hart has gone around the back of the goalpost to take a drink, not from one bottle but from another, and clearly this is a little bit of mind games here and trying to delay things for Raphael. The referee, Clément Turpin from France, indicates to Hart to get onto his line. Joe Hart wearing all purple tonight. Manchester City in the luminous lime green, and here comes Raphael. It's a right-footed penalty and it's saved by Joe Hart, back in the team after injury, diving to his right-hand side, mobbed by his teammates in celebration. It remains Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0.
And Joe Hart preventing things getting worse for English clubs in the Champions League. Here at Old Trafford, Manchester United trail Wolfsburg by 1-0. Rooney, the captain, with Martial, the 19-year-old, running ahead of him, but the pass goes to the right instead to Mata. Mata had a bumbling shot at goal just a moment or so ago. Mata finds Valencia up from right fullback, and he gets the cross in Valencia, but it's intercepted quite comfortably. Played forward to Dost. Dost sweeps it towards the far side of the... That's a mistake by Darmian, and this could be a problem for Manchester United. It's great work by Schweinsteiger, saving Darmian's embarrassment. Back to Smalling it goes. Smalling passes to a Wolfsburg player. Too many Manchester United passes inaccurately played. And now it's Arnold running forward. Arnold shoots into the far side. Chested down. Still in play. Ball pulled back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. But it's intercepted by Darmian. And he clears towards the left touchline. They're not flattered by their lead, are they, Wolfsburg? Here's Schweinsteiger. To Memphis Depay, and he's tackled.
I think Manchester United are dominating the game now. I think Wolfsburg are in the driving seat. They're really trying to get Manchester United to just come up their field, keep coming up the field, and it can be risky at times, but they're looking to hit them on the break every time.
It's threaded through by Mata, and there's some movement in that Manchester United midfield now. Memphis Depay has come inside, and at least for the moment, Martial pushed over towards the left. Not quite as static. Here's Dante, the central defender for Wolfsburg, chipping it to the goal scorer, Caliguri. Caliguri tackled by Valencia. The pass went to Rooney, and then Rooney couldn't keep the ball, but it's put out of play by Dost, and it's a throw into Manchester United. A few whistles around Old Trafford. Let's get an update from Conor McNamara in Germany.
Well, Manchester City, who had that let-off with Joe Hart making the save for the penalty, they very nearly scored. Hart with an assist, a clearance that went deep into the Borussia Mönchengladbach half, must have travelled 80 yards into the path of Sergio Aguero, normally dependable to hit the target. He dragged it across the face of goal and wide. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0.
We played 21 minutes here at Old Trafford. You're listening to 5 Live in the BBC. Manchester United 0, Wolfsburg 1. That was another overhit pass out of the United defence by Smalling this time. It's gone out for a throw-in deep inside the Wolfsburg half, taken by Rodriguez. headed back by Schneiderlin and away by Dante. And Rodriguez on his right foot this time. Smacks it towards the far side, and Draxler. It was won by Darmian for United. Darmian has the ball again. Plays it to Smalling. And Smalling to the near side and Valencia. Valencia on the halfway line. Taps it to Mata. Mata back to Valencia. Into Schneiderlin. Mata again. Mata's certainly beginning to move. Maybe it's under a direction, maybe it's under frustration, but he's moving inside at every opportunity. Here's Schweinsteiger, edge of the centre circle.
If you actually look at the game at Wolfsburg, this is their game plan. So for all Man United have got possession, and they're not hurting them at all. Either Mata's had that shot, apart from that, nothing else. They've got a free kick. Man United, 40 yards out. But Wolfsburg are quite happy to sit behind the ball and say, look, we're winning, come and break it down. Yes, you can have the ball, but you're not really hurting them.
Yeah, that goal by Caligiuri after 4 minutes. He instituted the move and ultimately he finished it. Now a free kick to United, taken and played to the right side to Valencia. Valencia back to Schweinsteiger, who'd been fouled for that free kick. Now Smalling to Darmian, or rather Schneiderlin on the far side of the field. Darmian is well down that left touchline. That's a good ball by Schneiderlin. Brilliant control by Mata. Mata plays it back to Schweinsteiger, who tees up the cross right-footed, swinging it in. Naldo collided with Rooney. Rooney went down. I think that was an innocent challenge. Ball still in play. Darmian on his right foot. Crosses towards Rooney again. Dante with a header clear. And that's careful defending now by Wolfsburg. That's a great ball forward to Draxler. Smalling had to intercept that, and he did.
Yeah, it's a fine. It's really tight, this game at the minute. Man United prompting, probing, trying to get that goal. Great ball there up to Martial.
Martial just outside the penalty, the Wolfsburg penalty area. Now, faced by Naldo, taps it back, just about reaches Mata. Mata to Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger under his right foot. It was high, the shot, it was well wide, and it's still 1-0 to Wolfsburg.
Well, it is 10 to end at the minute. They still carry that massive threat, I think, Wolfsburg, when they pick the ball up 20-30 yards from their goal and move it quickly. There's always a threat on for all. Manchester United are dominating the play.
CSKA Moscow 2, PSV 0. That's in this group. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, PSG 2. Atletico Madrid 1, Benfica 0. Scores elsewhere in the Champions League tonight. The ones we're primarily concerned with, of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. Joe Hart saved a Borussia penalty. And here at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Wolfsburg 1. Benaglio, the German side's goalkeeper, to his international colleague, Rodriguez. Rodriguez passes forward. He was intercepted by Valencia, but only at the expense of a throw-in. 21 minutes left in the first half. Rodriguez will take the throw. They're in no hurry. Why should they be? They're set up well defensively. They're looking quite good, Wolfsburg. There's the throw. Headed on by Kruse. But it only went to a red shirt. And it's with Darmian inside the centre circle, looking for Juan Mata. Slightly under hits the pass. Rodriguez heads it clear. Here's Caligiuri into Rodriguez. And that's a good ball by Rodriguez. And well played by Kruse. And now Arnold rampaging forward. There was a foul there by Valencia. There's the cross into the penalty. Goodness, that was an important knock away by Darmian.
That was a really good counter-attack. Wonderful little give and goes. And a word the referee has not a word. Was it Valencia?
Yeah, Valencia. Down? Well, he might yet. But now the play's at the other end. It's with Martial from Manchester United. Into the penalty area for the youngster. Plays it in low. Here's a chance. Oh, what a miss by Rooney. Unmarked on the far post. Misses from 6 yards.
That's the first time they've been caught out. Martial's looked very, very sharp tonight. I've got to say, he's gone past quite a few of the Wolfsburg defenders every time he's picked the ball up. This time he drives to the byline, goes past Rodriguez, really far too easy. He's only 5 yards off the lane when he picks it up, drives at him, and he pulls it back. And Wayne Rooney just can't sort his feet out quick enough. Hits his side foot high over the crossbar.
He's leaning back, but it's unusual for him to miss from that range. It's not great. 26 minutes played. Manchester United 0, Wolfsburg 1. Benaglio, after the goal kick, clears it upfield. Smalling with a careful back to De Gea. De Gea, apart from seeing the shot flash past him for the goal hasn't had anything to do. But Wolfsburg aren't concerned. They're playing 4-2-3-1 and they look adept at it. Here's Valencia, the right back for Manchester United, to Smalling, and now Blind. Darmian's away down the far side, but it goes to Schweinsteiger first of all. Now they pass to Memphis Depay. Didn't control it, and it's with Kruse for Wolfsburg on the halfway line. That's good play by him, finding Arnold onto the near side, and Rodriguez to Caligiuri, tackled by Valencia. Valencia went in with the wrong foot there on that challenge, but he got away with it, and United get the ball back, really on the halfway line, to Martial, who's been the best striking player for Manchester United so far, being hustled by Dante, playing the ball back to Schneiderlin, and now on to Martial again, and Martial is running at Rodriguez, beating on the inside, just outside the penalty area. Now there are enough Wolfsburg players back to deny the youngster, and they take the ball off him, but that was a loose pass. Didn't find Draxler. Mata, great ball in, Memphis Depay with a header, down under the turf, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Well, they turn it over too cheaply there, Wolfsburg, who really passed it well when they came out the back. This time they give it away cheaply. I've got to say that's a fantastic ball by Juan Mata. Gets it about 40 yards out, and he bends up the inside his foot. He sees the run of Depay, Memphis Depay, and he really hits him, and he should score.
Yes, he should score. You see that, I know you were saying before the game, Chris, about Rooney. I understand you're thinking completely, but I look at Juan Mata, I just think he's a natural number 10. And I think that's where he should be, in the middle, creating chances like that. Here he is again. He's probably going to let me down now. No, he's not. He's playing it on towards the near side of the field, but Wolfsburg plays around him, and Caligiuri just allows the ball to trickle out over the touchline. He's now limping as if Mata caught him. Not convinced of that. I think Mata's having a laugh at him. It's a throw-in to Wolfsburg and nothing else. Certainly not a foul. I didn't see any contact there. 16 minutes to half-time. Valencia made a mistake there. Collected by Kruse on the near side of the field. Kruse down the left for Wolfsburg into Dost. Dost taps it back, and it's a swirling pass towards the far side towards Draxler. Draxler has the ball down the right. Oh, Draxler ran into Clash, the right fullback, but they still have the ball. Wolfsburg, edge of the United penalty area, and then the move breaks down, and De Gea has the ball.
Well, it's a good game. Manchester United more the possession. De Gea tries an early one from Martial. There's no way he's going to catch that. Goes straight through to the goalkeeper. But Wolfsburg, when they do come out, always look lively. I've been impressed with Kruse just playing behind in that hole. Very clever player.
And elsewhere in the Champions League tonight, Malmo 0, Real Madrid 1. I wonder who got that goal. Ronaldo. Quelle surprise. That's his 500th goal in his professional career. 500 goals, club and country. Astounding return. That's a good football on the far side by Draxler. Draxler pulls the cross back. It's headed up and away by Smalling, and Draxler allows it to bounce one and out of play for a throw-in to Wolfsburg. 6 yards from the corner flag. They're not afraid of attacking when the opportunity arises, Wolfsburg, and they've looked very threatening on the counter-attack. And of course they've got the only goal of the game so far, Caligiuri, after 4 minutes. We've now got a quarter of an hour left in the first half here on 5 Live on the BBC. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. Borussia had a penalty saved by Joe Hart. Rodriguez onto Caligiuri, just to the left of the penalty area, onto his right foot. There's the cross towards Dost on the far post. It was slightly underhit, headed away by Blint, but back into Wolfsburg's possession again. Rodriguez then tackled and lost the ball to Valencia, and Valencia initially slaps a pass at Rodriguez, now to play for a throw into United, which is taken to Schneiderlin. Is it just me, or is Old Trafford rather quiet?
I think it is very quiet. Expectations are very high here, aren't they? And Wolfsburg at this minute have weathered the storm. I know he's put a lot of effort in the first 30 minutes, and Wolfsburg now are just slowing the game down and dictating the pace.
I wonder what news Connor has for us in Germany.
32 minutes on the clock, still Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. City enjoying a lot of possession here. Both De Bruyne and Sterling are seeing a lot of the ball on the wings. They're delivering crosses as well, but more often than not picking out little Sergio Aguero in the middle. And City, who certainly rode their luck earlier on when Raphael was taken down in the penalty area, but Joe Hart saved the resultant penalty, just as he did against Messi in the Champions League last season. 0-0.
Depay on the far side of the field. Martial through the middle, and it was played deeper than Martial. Played to Mata. Mata takes the ball on his chest. Instant control by the Spaniard. The low cross in, left footer wasn't great though. Cleared on the volley by Dante. And now here's Kruse. Kruse runs out of possession. Runs the ball through to Smalling. And now it's played to Valencia on the right side. On to Mata. Took a deflection off Caligiuri. So it's going to be a throw in to Manchester United. Mata to take it halfway inside the German half. 13 minutes to half time at 5 Live. Wolfsburg lead Manchester United by a goal to 0. Blind drives it towards Rooney, but again it's overhit. A feature of United's passing forward tonight, and it rushed through to Benalia. But that wasn't well played by the far side by Crash, and it's through into United's possession again. Schweinsteiger looking for Rooney. Rooney picks it up onto Mata, into the penalty area. Mata, that ball played. Oh, he's given a penalty.
Yeah.
Caligiuri had his arm wide. I think that's rather too close, because the ball played by Mata, it was a cross. It hit the arm. I don't think that was hand to ball. But the referee, Victor Kasai, has given a penalty to Manchester United.
He's given a yellow card. I would have given it. I've got to say, he sticks his arm up high to his left-hand side. He doesn't keep it down by his side. He lifts his left arm up in the air. You can see it's in line with his head, really. So you've got to give it. Unfortunately, you've got to give it.
It's not unfortunate for Manchester United, that's for sure. 12 minutes to half-time. So was there a yellow card there for Caligiuri?
Yep.
Right, okay. So he scored a goal. Now he's been booked for conceding a penalty. But can Juan Mata convert the penalty? Very important for Manchester United now to get at least level before half-time. Benaglio in goal. Jumping in his line now. He steadies himself, waving his arms. Here's Mata. And Mata through into the corner as Benaglio went to his left. The ball went to his right, and it's level. Manchester United 1, Wolfsburg 1.
Yeah, Carr made one. Mata, he's played very well. You've got to say this. Opening come up to 34 minutes, he's played very well. Juan Mata has been heavily involved in the best things Mata has done there. Sends the goal in the wrong way, inside the left foot. Goalkeeper's right, no chance. Hits the side net. It's very good.
Right, change of atmosphere at Old Trafford. Not before time. And let's see how United can build on that. Here's Caligiuri. Hero and villain so far for Wolfsburg this evening. He loses possession. Then Mata was caught there. And the Hungarian referee, quickly across to Arnold to tick him off. It's a free kick. I don't think the German coach is too convinced about the decision to award the free kick, and maybe it was the penalties querying. Anyway, 10 minutes to half-time. On 5 Live, 0-0. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. 1-1 here at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Wolfsburg. Martial hustled out of possession. Dante plays it back to Benaglio, and Benaglio clears it, right-footed, allowed by Valencia to move into his own half, where it's met by Smalling, who plays it back to Blind. Just a couple of yards in advance of the penalty area. On to Schweinsteiger. And Schweinsteiger finds Smalling. Smalling onto Valencia. 2 yards short of the halfway line. Manchester United right flank. To Martial. Martial caught by Dante. No question about that. It's a free kick. What's Dante complaining about?
He's thinking it's not a foul. It was a foul. The linesman was 4 or 5 yards away. He has brought him down. He's cut inside on Martial, and he's just took him down. Lucky not to get a yellow. It was a tackle from behind.
I think so, yeah.
Referee's had a word with him. That's his last chance.
He's so very quick, Martial. So very, very quick. So, free kick to Manchester United. Played by Mata. Back to Valencia. And now Memphis Depay down the right side. Almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Tries to beat Cruz, it doesn't. But it's out for a Manchester United throw-in. Valencia to take it to Mata. Mata heads it on, but I think that's trundling behind for a goal kick. It is.
Well, they've got the equaliser. Manchester United kind of go in half-time 2-1 up, and Wolfsburg, like I say, they were very unfortunate with the penalty, Alan, but his hand was too high. The referee had to give it, but it's still in the balance, this game, as Wolfsburg still carry a threat.
What made me hesitate about, a penalty award, I'll talk about it in a minute. Here's Mata, here into the penalty, and now Memphis Depay shoots, saved by Finalio. No question, Manchester United have efforts on goal. Here's another one from Depay. That took a deflection, it's a corner. Just before the corner, because what made me think it's a bit harsh was that the cross was played from a position only a few yards away, a couple of yards away.
It was, but it was just the way he raised his hand. If he kept his hand down by the side, I would definitely defended him, but he had his hand very high. I think the referee had no option to give it, and they've just lost the discipline a little bit at the minute, Wolfsburg. They're feeling sorry for themselves.
Memphis Depay to take the corner. Mata's going to cross there, and it's tapped short to Mata, to Memphis Depay, and the angle's better for his cross into the penalty. Unfortunately, the cross wasn't great. Dost hits it away, but it's with Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin now to Darmian, and now it's back to Rooney. Rooney just 15 yards over the halfway line, and Rooney jinks the ball to the left side to Daley Blind. Look at Rooney now. He's acting central defender alongside Smalling in case Blind is caught upfield. Memphis Depay takes it up into the penalty area. A little lucky on that occasion, not with enough luck to get past the central second defender, and it's cleared by Wolfsburg. Kruse heads it on, beating Valencia in the process. He's got, he had two players to pass to, and he didn't pick out either of them. Now Martial is offside. Just too anxious to get forward. An update from Conor McNamara.
Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. Two things, Alan. First of all, Joe Hart is having an absolute world-class performance here. On top of the penalty save, he has made three other top-notch blocks here to keep this game at 0-0. And the second thing is that Borussia Mönchengladbach should have had another penalty. This time it was Lars Sindel taken down in the penalty area by Fernandinho right in front of the 5th, 6th official who's standing behind the goal. I don't know how he didn't see it. We've seen the replay. It should have been a penalty, but it wasn't given. In fact, the player was booked for diving. 0-0.
CSK Moscow 3, PSV 0. Atletico Madrid 1, Benfica 1. Equaliser there by the Portuguese side. Here's Rooney. He's giving that ball away to the other number 10, Draxler. Draxler popped up on the left side for a change. His pass to Arnold was a little short. And oh goodness, Schneiderlin so unhappy at the decision to award the free kick. Showed dissent, and he's been booked. So I think it was probably for the challenge.
Well, you can understand his frustration. Look, a fair challenge from where we're sitting. He wins the ball, and he breaks away with it. It's a good counter-attack. For me, he's played the ball. I've just saw the replay. It's a fair tackle. He plays the ball, but you shouldn't bounce the ball. You know the rules. You're going to get booked.
Right, free kick to Wolfsburg. I wonder if they've calmed down now, having conceded the equaliser. 6 minutes to half-time. It's a long way out, the free kick. Good 45 yards from De Gea's goal. But they've got the two central defenders up. They're very tall, Naldo and Dante. And so too is Dost, of course, the Dutch striker. So a few aerial targets to aim at. For Draxler to aim at. He's going to play the ball right-footed. De Gea has nobody near him at the moment. Manchester United trying to hustle Wolfsburg to the edge of the penalty. It's whipped in by Draxler, under hit, or rather the trajectory wasn't great. But on the far side, Caliguri crosses in. It was too high, and it runs to Mata. Can Manchester United counter-attack here? Mata plays the ball out to Blint. Blint back to De Gea, and De Gea hits it right-footed up over the halfway line, or at least to the halfway line, where Arnold controls it well. Then he was caught by Schweinsteiger. The referee saw that too. Play continues. Dost. Good control, plays it back, and here's Caliguri with a shot wide. And will the referee now go talk to Schweinsteiger? He should do. He's booking Schweinsteiger.
Yeah, he's a little bit late, a little bit frustration there. He's not happy about his Schweinsteiger. He's saying get up, he'll not get up. He's got up, and
he's showing dissent again, though. Actually, that's very poor.
Well, especially a man of his experience, he's just got to get on with it. He's been around long
He's still shouting at the referee. If he does any more shouting, I actually think it was justified, the booking, and it was a question of whether or not the referee when play was eventually interrupted, hauled him across for the booking. Now both the central men, the midfield players for Manchester United, have yellow cards against the name. They dare not err again. Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin both being booked. Caligiuri, the Wolfsburg player, who's been booked. He also scored the Wolfsburg goal. Ball's out of play on the far side of the field now. Throw into Manchester United at Juventus 1, Sevilla 0. Juventus, of course, won at Manchester City in the opening group game. And 1-0 up. You can see them just tightening up. Juventus, they'll be in great shape in the group. Manchester United 1-1 here against Wolfsburg, and it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. Flag is up for offside against Marshall, not for the first time tonight. The kid's a little bit frustrated, but you know, he's got the pace anyway. If he just gets the timing right.
I think in English football, if you've got pace and you play up front, whatever, you're going to be a threat. We've seen it over the years. So he's got quite good quick feet as well. So you can see why he's caused problems since he came in and scored a few goals.
3 minutes to half time. Kruse plays it back and then driven towards Draxler down the left side. Valencia heads it away. Has he got enough strength to reach Smalling? Just about. Smalling heads it back to Valencia. Draxler still hustling, and he hustles Valencia into mistake. Ball's out of play for a throw into Wolfsburg, who've definitely got their mojo back after a few frustrating minutes for them after United equalised. Rodriguez to take the throw in. Halfway inside the United half. They're attacking the Stretford end in this first half, Wolfsburg. Draxler trying to get away from his marker. Did so. Flicks the ball on to Arnold. Arnold, was he fouled? No, he wasn't. Referee watched carefully. Said that was a fair challenge by Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger's pass forward then, not great. And cleared away by Naldo. And hit back firmly to the goalkeeper, Benaglio. Both Benaglio and De Gea are very good with their feet, aren't they? It's a great defensive option, that, Chris, where your goalkeepers can play like sweepers.
Yeah, exactly. You can roll the ball back to them without panic. They've got good first touch.
Unlike a few other goalkeepers, local goalkeepers who I could name. Here's Caligiuri. Caligiuri over the halfway line. Draxler's completely unmarked down the left side. Valencia's pulled in field. The ball's going towards Draxler. Valencia had lost sight of him. Draxler now brings the ball down off his chest and moving in field. And still moving in field, moving into a shooting position. Evades Schneiderlin, takes a return pass into the penalty. Draxler pulls the ball back, headed away by Manchester United's Blint, and cleared out of play for a throw-in.
That's the first we've saw of Draxler, isn't he? He's playing on the left-hand side when he picks the ball up, runs across the box, good turn of pace, points for the return, gets it, scuffs across slightly, but they work a throw-in, Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg are ending the first half quite brightly. Oh, that's very careless. Throw-in was taken, and then the person who took the throw-in remained in an offside position when the ball came back to him. Ping. Free kick. And it's inside the final minute of the first half here. I don't recall too many stoppages, if any. 1-1 here. 0-0. Borussia Mönchengladbach against Manchester City, and we'll hear from Conor McNamara at half-time in that game. Here's Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin plays it back to Blint. Blint thinks of passing to Darmian, changes his mind, slowly moves towards the centre circle, and then taps the pass to the right to Smalling, onto Valencia. Valencia into Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin with a little bit of room there over the halfway line. Thought he was going to hit the ball long. Now he changes his mind, he runs forward, he evades Arnold, but he only passes the ball to Dante. Dante clears to Draxler, into Kruse, and there's the half-time whistle. No time at all was added on for stoppages. Your thoughts, Chris Waddle?
Well, I thought Wolfsburg looked well organised, disciplined, got the goal. Manchester United had a little spell. I thought Manchester United took the game to him quite well at times, but overall, I think half-time, I think it's a fair result, 1-1 at the minute. I think they carry a threat, definitely Wolfsburg, but Manchester United have dominated a lot of the play, haven't really created a lot.
But they've enough chances to suggest United that they can get
there's more goals
yes. in the second half.
Yes.
Half-time, Manchester United 1, Wolfsburg 1.
touch Chris Waddle a little bit more in just a moment. All square here, all square in Germany as well. Conor McNamara.
Yes, Mark. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0. Proper old-fashioned cup game this, by the way. Both sides going at it, hammer and tongs, end-to-end action. Could have had goals at both ends, and somehow it is still 0-0. Major credit in that goes to Joe Hart, one of the best 45 minutes I've ever seen him play. Saved a penalty in that first half, and at least 3 other top-drawer saves to keep it at 0-0. But I think Borussia Mönchengladbach will feel aggrieved, particularly that they didn't get a second penalty. Lars Stindl was booked for diving under a challenge by Fernandinho, but the popular mood is that Fernandinho did actually catch him in the box. That should have been a second penalty, but as it is, at half-time, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Manchester City 0.
Thank you very much, Conor. Chris Waddle here. Manchester United's front four have looked all right, actually. It's further back where they've been vulnerable, isn't it?
I think the movement's been good. I think they've turned the side of teams. They've ran with them at pace. They've got in good positions. And the quality what comes through, Mark, is in that final third, is when they pick that pass out. They pick that final shot out. They do the right thing. And at the minute, they've got right up to the goal. Matt was unlucky with his shot. Dante had it over the bar. I think that would have went in. Apart from that, they've not hit the target enough when they've actually got in the positions.
Will he be concerned that both his central midfielders are on yellows?
Yeah, because they do compete and they do put the foot in, and Schweinsteiger's not the quickest. He could leave his foot in a little bit late, so he'll be looking at that, I'm sure he will, but he'll be saying to them, look, I don't need you to tackle now, just stay on your feet and hustle. You don't need to put your foot in. OK,
second half on the way here on 5 Live. Manchester United 1, Wolfsburg 1 at half-time. John Bennett is watching all the other games around Europe this evening. What stood out for you, John?
That man Cristiano Ronaldo has stood out yet again, chappers. It's Malmo 0, Real Madrid 1. Ronaldo's got the only goal. He's now scored 500 career goals. 81 of those are Champions League goals. He's 2 goals away from breaking Raul's record as Real Madrid's all-time top scorer. That's 323. Malmo actually started the game well. Ronaldo's goal came from the first Real Madrid counter-attack. In the same group, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2. Serge Aurier and David Luiz with the goals in that game. PSG looking really ruthless tonight. In Manchester United's group, it's CSKA Moscow 3, PSV 0. CSKA playing some fantastic football. Seydou Doumbia has got 2 of those goals, had a chance for a hat-trick just before half-time. He put his penalty over. Into Group C, it finished earlier, Astana 2, Galatasaray 2. The game going on at the moment, Atletico Madrid 1, Benfica 1. Angel Correa with Atletico's goal. He's a 20-year-old who had heart surgery last year to save his career. Nicolas Gaitan equalised for Benfica just before half-time. And finally, chappers, in Man City's group, Group D, it's Juventus 1, Sevilla 0. Alvaro Morata with the only goal. Juve poor in Serie A at the moment, 5 points from their opening 6 games. But today, looking like they may make it 2 out of 2 in the Champions League. They've changed their formation, and at the moment, it's working really well for the Italian side.
Thank you very much, John. 25 to 9. Here's the latest BBC News.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. This is BBC 5 Live.
Russian warplanes have carried out their first airstrikes on opponents of President Assad in Syria. Moscow says there have been about 20 flights hitting 8 Islamic State targets. But Washington says the strikes appear to have been in areas which aren't held by IS. Our diplomatic correspondent is James Robbins.
The Americans are concerned. They say it's possible that the Russians have actually not been hitting areas controlled by ISIL or IS or Daesh, that actually they may have hit some of the moderate Syrian opposition, which the United States actively backs, and they may have killed civilians on the ground, although that has yet to be verified and it may be difficult to verify.
The Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn has been publicly criticised by senior members of his shadow cabinet for saying he would never press the nuclear button if he were Prime Minister. The Shadow Defence Secretary Maria Eagle said the policy was still being decided. Volkswagen says almost 1.2 million of the cars it sold in the UK are fitted with software used to rig emissions tests. The firm says it will contact the owners of cars which need to be modified. Ian Sanford runs a firm which reprograms car software.
It's a huge job and extremely time-consuming, and probably more to the point, it's very time-consuming for the customer that's going to see, no benefit at all from it. It's an environmental issue, so we all have a duty of care to look after the environment. Will you notice a change when you drive the car? Very unlikely.
4 men from Surrey have been found guilty at a retrial of attacking a former professional footballer on the island of Crete. Robert Hughes was left with brain damage after being assaulted in the town of Malia in 2008. Afghan government forces are fighting to keep control of the airport near Kunduz after the northern city was overrun by Taliban militants. NATO special forces have been sent to bolster government troops, but the Taliban has seized a key strategic fortress. And work to upgrade 2 rail routes in northern England and the Midlands will be restarted after being paused a few months ago. The government had been accused of breaking election pledges when it said the project to electrify the Transpennine Line and Midline Main Line was being halted.
This is BBC 5 Live. From the first kick to the last try, the home of Rugby World Cup 2015.
In London, on the M25 Holmesdale Tunnel, anti-clockwise, one lane's closed because of an accident before junction 25. That's causing heavy traffic. In Lancashire, on the M6 northbound, a chemical spillage at junction 28. One lane's closed there on the exit slip road. In the West Midlands, on the M6 northbound, a broken down vehicle between junction 6 A38M Aston Expressway and junction 7 at Grey Bar. That's causing very slow traffic. And in Lancashire, on the M61 northbound, a vehicle fire at junction 8. Traffic is queuing onto the slip road. Alison Hughes, 5 Live Travel.
From the first kick
and the 2015 Rugby World Cup is underway.
to the last try.
Sounded good, it is good, it's all over.
Anywhere.
And the 90,000 here at Wembley stand to applaud both sides.
With the BBC iPlayer radio app, you can take the Rugby World Cup with you wherever you go. On smartphone or tablet, you'll be able to hear BBC Radio 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra. Don't miss a thing. Download the BBC iPlayer radio app.
If you love radio, go digital. This is 5 Live Sport, the Champions League.
Borussia Mönchengladbach nil, Manchester City nil at half-time in Germany. Joe Hart saving a penalty here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Wolfsburg 1. Juan Mata scoring a penalty. Ashley Young has gone through a vigorous warm-up already during the half-time break, so it looks like he could be coming on for the second half. Back to the rest of the day's sports news, and let's start with horse racing, because the jockey Aidan Coleman has welcomed a security view at Southwell Racecourse after he was allegedly punched by spectators in the riders' changing room yesterday. Coleman chipped 2 teeth in the incident, which occurred after the day's last race. Let's speak to Paul Struthers, the Chief Executive at the Professional Jockeys Association. Evening, Paul.
Evening, Mark.
Security being reviewed at Southwell. Are you concerned about other venues?
Probably not. I think I've spoken to a number of the jockeys that were there yesterday and some other senior riders, and they're quite happy to put this down to largely just a kind of freak occurrence based on the behaviour of the 2 individuals concerned. There are a number of race courses around the country where there are doors into the jockey's changing area where the public technically could get access. But I've never heard of anything like this happening before, and I'd be amazed if it would happen again. But for any course who has that, we welcome the fact that the RCA, which is the Racecourse Association, has advised them to just review their arrangements to satisfy themselves that it wouldn't be able to happen at their course.
And I suppose it is the reviewing of arrangements, really, because you don't, whilst it's a serious incident, I suppose you don't want to overreact and spoil that relaxed atmosphere that there is when you go racing. I mean, that's one of the beauties of it.
Absolutely, and we were keen to stress that today. You know, having looked into the situation at Southwell, I don't think there's really much blame on the racecourse at all for what happened yesterday. And racing's quite unique for sports. You know, the sportsmen aren't prima donnas at all. As you know, you work with Champ AP on 5 Live. And the crowd get very close to the jockeys. Every time they come out for a race, they'll be asked for their autograph and they're happy to sign it. And we certainly wouldn't want to overreact to this and do away with that. All we're asking for, and it's great that the racecourse is doing it, is the reassurance that things like this, the chances of them happening, are managed as best as they can. You can't control every situation. It happens in other sports where, you know, the Singapore Grand Prix where someone got onto the onto the track. It can happen in these rare events, but thankfully they're very rare indeed, and thankfully, apart from a couple of minor chips to his teeth, Aidan was fine. He was riding out this morning and he was back racing this afternoon.
Thanks for your time, Paul.
Thanks, Mark.
Cheers. Paul Struthers, Chief Executive at the Professional Jockeys Association. Johanna Konta says it will be a childhood dream to face Venus Williams in the quarterfinals of the Wuhan Open. Konta stunned the world number 2 Simona Halep 6-3, 3-6, 7-5 earlier to make it 21 wins in her last 22 matches. The FA board says it'll continue to back Michel Platini as he plans to stand for the FIFA presidency. In a statement, the FA say they are following the ongoing investigation initiated by the Swiss Attorney General, but that they haven't changed their view on the UEFA president. South Africa have made 3 changes to their side to face Scotland in the Rugby Union World Cup on Saturday. Bismarck du Plessis comes in at hooker. Lou Diaga joins the second row. Jesse Creel starts at outside centre. Full commentary from 4:45 on Saturday afternoon. Luke Donald says he would dearly love to regain his spot on the European Ryder Cup team next year after missing out at Glen Eagles in 2014. Donald will play at the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship this week at Kings Barnes, Carnoustie and St Andrews. Now, Daniel Sturridge will not feature for Liverpool against Sion in the Europa League tomorrow night. He got 2 goals against Villa at the weekend. Brendan Rodgers, though, has reason to be cautious.
Daniel's worked very, very hard and has come back ahead of schedule. But we just got to make sure that we don't break him at this stage. I think you've seen, even from the game at the weekend, he's still building his way towards fitness, but what he gives us is that real quality in the final third of the field. So it's something that he won't be involved. He won't be involved in the game, which will keep him fresh and obviously work towards his fitness for the weekend.
Chris Waddle alongside me here at Old Trafford. Do you think he's right to be cautious, Brendan Rodgers, when it comes to Daniel Sturridge?
Yeah, I do. I think, at the end of the day, he's been out a long time. People forget that. And when you come back, the adrenaline kicks in at first, and then it hits you sort of second, third game. So, and as he said, big game. Listen, they're going to be judged on the Premier League, and I know everybody wants to win every game you play, but I just think he's more important for the minute in the Premier League than he is in the Europa League.
Do you think he's always going to have to be managed carefully?
Well, it looks that way, doesn't it? Let's be honest. He's had so many injuries, whether he's been unlucky or what. He seems to get a good momentum going, and you start thinking this guy can score goals any level, but then all of a sudden he pulls up with an injury, and it's never sort of a week or 10 days, is it? It seems to be weeks and months rather than quick injuries. Given
England have already qualified for the Euros, what would you do if you were Roy Hodgson? I mean, all the indications are that Sturridge will be picked for the remaining Euro 2016 qualifiers.
I think if he's fully fit, he'd definitely be on the plane to France. There's not a shadow of a doubt he'll be going. I still think he's our best number 9 at the minute, if everybody's fit.
Liverpool fans, you may have a view on that. Would you want Daniel Sturridge to be left out of the upcoming England squad for the remaining qualifiers? 85058 at 5 Live Sport. You can give us a call 0500 909 693. Thanks for your texts and tweets already. Ejo Media, Joe Hart's having a blinder for Manchester City. Tom says Martial's class already. Just imagine what he's going to be like in a few years' time. And Lita says that Mata is a man reborn. You wonder where Chelsea will be with him in the squad. Another Mourinho mistake. And good evening to Jamie, who's listening to the Champions League on 5 Live whilst watching the Bake Off on television. For goodness sake, don't tweet the result of Bake Off this evening because I'm recording it. There is a change. What are you saying, Chris Waddle?
He's bringing Ashley Young on at right back.
Oh,
he took Valencia off.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me something about Bake Off. Yes. We were expecting the change to be made because we saw Ashley Young warming up at half-time, and that is what's happened, Chris Waddle. Valencia is off. Here's Alan Green.
Well, we were wondering, Chris and I, that whether or not Ashley Young would come on to replace either Schweinsteiger or Schneiderlin. Both of them are on yellow cards. And, Rooney could drop back into that central midfield role. But no, it's a straight swap, a Young on for Valencia. Not conscious of any injury.
Well, normally you would say, Alan, is there an injury involved in this? But you never know with Van Gaal, do you?
No. Right, it's 1-1 at half-time. Wolfsburg took the lead through Caliguri. Mata equalised with a penalty for Manchester United. But there's much more to be done for United in this second half. The referee, Viktor Kasai from Hungary, gets the second period underway. Wolfsburg in their white shirts, green shorts and green socks are defending the Stretford end in the second half. Manchester United, of course, attacking the end. They wish to attack. But here's an opportunity. Goodness gracious, if Young hadn't made a good challenge there on Cruiser, there might have been an opportunity on the far side for Caliguri again. Here's Draxler, back on the right side to Dost. On to Draxler again. Draxler slipping the ball past Darmian, but he can't get past the body of Darmian, and then that was a mistaken pass. It's given away by Manchester United. What a loose start to the second half by them. Young again with an important clearance.
I've got to say Wolfsburg have caught the chops very quick. I'm sure the manager said, look, let's get at them from the off. You play a little bit slow. Let's just press them for 10 minutes and see what happens.
Here's Rodriguez. Back to Dante. Let me run down the two lineups again. Manchester United's, first of all, De Gea is in goal. Now their back four is Young, Smalling, Blint and Darmian. Then Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin. Then Mata, Rooney and Depay. And finally, Martial. Wolfsburg, their goalkeeper Benaglio. Their defence, Clash, Naldo, Dante and Rodriguez. Then in midfield, Julevogi and Arnold. Then ahead of them, three, Draxler on the right, Kruse in the middle, Caliguri on the left, and Dost is the out-and-out striker. Throw into United on the halfway line. Darmian to take it from the left flank. 1-1 at Old Trafford. 0-0 Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. Throw-in was wasted by United, who started the second half sloppily. Good play by Kruse, finding Arnold. Arnold onto Kruse again. He's got Caliguri available. That's a good ball in. Dost waiting for the cross. Vital interception by Darmian.
Kruse, I thought impressed first half. He puts a terrific shift in, and his movement, his technique's very, very good.
Throw in to Wolfsburg, and good reason for their fans to enjoy what they're seeing so far. The throw-in goes long, headed down by Dost. He was unchallenged for the header, but now it's Depay. His pass to Rooney was slightly underhit, but it ran kindly for the United captain. On to Schweinsteiger. Rooney once more. Darmian to his outside. Rooney now takes the opportunity to cut infield on his right foot. Slips the pass back to Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin almost caught in possession, but he finds Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger just ahead of the halfway line. Plays it to Smalling. On to Ashley Young. We started with Valencia at right back, and now it's Ashley Young at right back. But a bit like Valencia earlier in the game, the pass forward from Young was overhit, and it goes through to Benaglio.
Well, Manchester United have got up the tempo. If they're going to press high, fine. But if not, they want to get back towards the centre circle and get compact. At the minute, they're a little bit stretched, and they're not pressing the ball high. So there's a lot of players out the game very quickly.
I wonder what the early news of the second half is in Germany. Connor.
Well, there's been a change in personnel. Manchester City have taken off captain Yaya Toure, and they've brought on Fernando. Yaya Toure has been nursing an injury lately, so that might account for that. And Joe Hart's made another really good save. Raphael, the angle was tight, but it was low and on target, and Hart made the save. 0-0.
Just had a flag up for offside against Dost, which is just as well, because Manchester United were carved apart. Two quick passes. Dost had made the run forward too quickly, unfortunately for Wolfsburg.
Yeah, Wolfsburg are the team taking the game to them. They're pressing quite high. But again, Alan, look, when they haven't got it, they all get back to the centre circle, and when they think it's time to press, they come forward.
Here's Dante hustling Martial. Martial did well, eluding not just one challenge but two. And I think he was caught there, but he still found Rooney. And Manchester United keep possession. And Memphis Depay approaching the penalty area from the left side. Flicked it up in the air. Another appeal for a penalty. Handball. That was the allegation. But the referee didn't respond this time. And it's cleared upfield by Wolfsburg. And then Dost beats Smalling in the air. It's bouncing around almost on the centre spot. Somebody used a hand there. I think it was Arnold. And it's a free kick to Manchester United. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Depay tried to play it through the legs of Clash to Darmian, but they only got a throw in. It's played to Depay. Depay crosses in towards Martial. Can't get enough on it, the youngster. Ball kept in play by Mata, just on the edge of the penalty area. Cutting in now. Mata. Back to Schweinsteiger. On towards Mata again. Headed away by Dante. And then it's hooked to safety by Wolfsburg towards the halfway line. collected by Smalling. Smalling to Schneiderlin, on to Mata. Great control by Mata. Appreciated by the Manchester United support. Young tries to cross it. Only wins a throw-in as it came back off a defender, and then as Mata throws the ball into Young, Young puts it out for a throw-in to Wolfsburg.
This is a very hard game to call at the minute, isn't it? Wolfsburg looked very threatening going forward, and Manchester United had their moments as well.
Schürrle is one of the players warming up for Wolfsburg. Doesn't mean he's coming on, but he would be an interesting substitute at Old Trafford for the away side. Manchester United 1, Wolfsburg 1. Here's Blind. Blind ignores Smalling on this occasion. Finds Schweinsteiger. Schneiderlin available. Schweinsteiger running towards Schneiderlin, but he's not going to pass the ball to him. He plays it on to Rooney. Rooney now back to Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin, and perhaps thinking about Schweinsteiger, but changed his mind. Plays it back to Blind. Blind whips the ball down the left-hand side. That's a good ball to Memphis Depay. Depay getting past the full-back. No, the full-back gets in a challenge, only at the concession of a corner, though.
That's been a good battle down that left-hand side, hasn't it? And I'd say it's pretty even at the moment, but it's interesting.
Corner at the Stretford end of Manchester United. From their left side, Depay to take it. Right-footed, Mata's gone across. Referee's having a word with the defender at the moment. He's also watching some pushing in the penalty area. Depay plays the ball in. Oh, it's gone a long way again. Another appeal for a, quote, handball. An allegation that it was a handball. Cleared by Wolfsburg. Ashley Young on the far side of the field. And Young gets past the defender, pulls the cross back, and it's an easy header away by Naldo. Schweinsteiger tries to volley the shot. Mata with a great back heel, and it's into the net. Smalling, who stayed up for the corner originally, puts Manchester United in front. He wasn't offside, at least there wasn't an offside flag, and the ball went through to him from Mata's path, and Smalling finished like a striker. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1.
Well, they just fell asleep, Wolfsburg, didn't they? They cleared the corner while they thought they had. Ashley Young did ever so well, could have went down, got a free kick, stands across up. They think they've cleared it. They're all walking out, and it's the left side. I think it's Rodriguez who's coming out from the left back trying to stop Ashley Young. Plays everybody on. Smalling, Mata just flicks it over the top. Smalling, it's a great finish outside the right foot, sliding to the ground.
Really good, and he was onside.
Yes.
So, Smalling scores, and United, who were 1-0 down after 4 minutes, 7 minutes into the second half, are now 2-1 in front. Important. And one of the German colleagues sitting in front of us has something energetic to say about that goal. It wasn't especially well defended by Wolfsburg. And that's poor defending as well. But Depay can't get the ball forward to Rooney. Naldo clears over the halfway line. Dost flicks it on. Smalling, the goal scorer, heads it away. Schneiderlin diverts it further upfield. Dante hits it back into the United half, belonging to Blind. And now here's Ashley Young. Young on the far side. He plays a 1-2. We know Young will attack at every possible opportunity. He falls down though, and he wasn't fouled. And it's played back to Naldo, one of the two central defenders, the two Brazilian central defenders. There's a goal for Conor McNamara in Germany.
And a goal for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and you've got to say this has been coming. Joe Hart with heroics in goal tonight, but nothing he could do about this. Lars Stindl, the man who was booked for diving in the first half, picked out, unmarked in the penalty area. Lovely cut back from Raphael, and he took it gracefully, did Stindl, beyond Joe Hart. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Manchester City 0.
It was almost 2-2 here. Draxler put Caligiuri through. Caligiuri got a shot in, and it was blocked by De Gea.
Good move by Wolfsburg. They haven't switched off yet. And as you say, Caligiuri again, he makes them runs great from outside to in. Great first take, and one thing he's made, hits it nice and early, and it's just a good save by De Gea. Just gets down to his left-hand side.
Wolfsburg aren't finished, but it's Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. 10 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to 5 Live in the BBC. Don't forget the Rugby World Cup commentaries coming up on the network over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, live coverage of Wales-Fiji from 4:30 on 5 Live. Then on Saturday, Scotland against South Africa from 4:45 And immediately after that, England, Australia, and just reminding you of our two major Premier League commentaries over the weekend. On Saturday, Manchester City trailing now away to Borussia Mönchengladbach. City at home to Newcastle. A game, if they win, they go back to the top of the Premier League, at least for 24 hours, because on Sunday, Arsenal play Manchester United at 4 o'clock. Full commentary on that game. Draxler to the far side and Rodriguez. Wolfsburg look to respond. Rodriguez underhits that pass. Depay, who'd tracked back with the full-back, intercepted, took the ball down off his chest, forward to Rooney. Rooney full down, free kick United.
Well, it's interesting to see how United can they just keep the ball a little bit better, up the tempo for the next 5. Make sure Wolfsburg, who've got to come and chase the game now, which they are, they're pressing a lot higher. I'm sure he'll probably be bringing 1 or 2 subs on. Last I heard, CSKA Moscow also in this group. United's next opponents, home and away, they were leading PSV by 3-0. Here's Smalling. Atletico Madrid 1, Benfica 2 now. Madrid were ahead in that game. Here's Smalling to Darmian. 12 minutes gone in the second half. On to Memphis Depay. Depay having his shirt tugged. He was also tugging the fullback shirt, but the referees decided the free kick goes United's way. Depay takes it, finds Schneiderlin in the centre circle now. On to Rooney. Rooney easily hustled by Naldo out of that. And here's Kruse. I've been impressed with Kruse tonight. And Kruse plays it back, keeps possession. And now it's with Crash, the right fullback, to Naldo. 6'6" Naldo in the centre of that defence. To Arnold. Arnold to Naldo again. They're trying, Wolfsburg, to press United further back on the pitch. United holding a fairly tight line at the moment, and there's a flag up for offside. Free kick to United. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Manchester City 0. Van Gaal looks a little pensive, but he'll be far happier, chatting now to Ryan Giggs, far happier now, the Dutch coach, than he was after 4 minutes of the game when United went a goal down. Now they're 2-1 up. Here's Dante, formerly of Bayern Munich, finds Rodriguez into Arnold. Look at the room Arnold had in the centre of midfield. On to Draxler, down the near side, the Wolfsburg right, playing it back to his fullback. On to Draxler again. Draxler running in and away from Darmian. And that's a glorious ball to the left side. Caligiuri brings it down off his chest, controlling it well. Cutting in from the left side into the penalty area. Still going. Ashley Young is there. Young takes it off him finally. And Young knocks it away to safety. Accurately played to Wayne Rooney. And Rooney controls it well off his chest. To Schweinsteiger. The game's getting quite open now. Schweinsteiger to Memphis Depay. Down the left side. And he's running at the fullback, running in from the fullback, flicking it far beyond Mata and cleared, but none too well cleared by Wolfsburg. Rooney, back to Young. It's a liberal game now, Chris, isn't it? It is. It's Manchester United obviously enjoying that little bit of space when Wolfsburg commit a lot of bodies forward. But you've got to say Manchester United have come off the pace slightly, and it'll be interesting for how long Wolfsburg make a couple of subs.
Here's Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger on to Blint, a yard short of the halfway line. His pass to Depay was under hit, and now Wolfsburg have it with their right fullback, Crash, into Naldo, and Naldo steps away from Rooney. It's a firm pass for the far side, too firm for Rodriguez liking, and it's out for a throw-in to United. 14 minutes played since half-time. You're listening to 5 Live in the BBC. United, who were behind early in the game, now lead Wolfsburg by 2-1. Manchester City, at least Joe Hart of Manchester City, saved a penalty against Borussia Mönchengladbach, but Mönchengladbach now lead 1-0 in Germany. Schneiderlin to Rooney. Rooney whips the ball to Depay, just brought under control outside the penalty. The shot straight at Benaglio.
Sometimes Memphis, he's got to overlap. Darwin's made a 60-70 yard run to help him out there, and he's had a weak shot at goal. Now he's got to try and get back Darwin here.
Yeah, we're going to have changes shortly for Wolfsburg, but meantime they're on the attack, but that's overhit that pass, and it rushes behind for a goal kick. So who will be the changes? It will be Manchester United changes. I think it's Manchester United changes actually, not Wolfsburg alterations. Right, Pereira is coming on. Interesting. Remember, they made one change at half-time. Young replacing Valencia, but Pereira, another young, very promising player, about to make an entrance for Manchester United. Throw into Wolfsburg, who have taken over the attacking momentum now. They have to. They're 2-1 down. There's the ball flicked in towards Draxler. A little kindly nudge in his back by Darmian, and the ball runs through to De Gea. And De Gea, that's a great pass forward. It wasn't just a clearance, it was a pass to De Gea. De Gea fouled the Wolfsburg right back, and it's a free kick.
Well, he's gone down a little bit dramatic, hasn't he? It was a great kick, as you said, De Gea there. Wonderful pass, of about 75 yards, and he's caught him slightly, but...
And De Gea's been booked. By the way, I just noticed a steward on this near side who's meant to be looking at the crowd, and what he was doing, he was remonstrating against the referee's decision. You see him here just beside the left of the camera?
No,
he's looking at the pitch.
I've just saw a replay. He didn't even catch his face. He catches him across the chest. Never touches his face. Never. No, nothing at all for me. That's a poor decision by the referee.
Yeah, well, it's a yellow card against Memphis Depay, and there's Pereira. And who will Pereira come on for? Depay. There you go. Well, at least he's got no chance of being sent off now, Memphis Depay. Frustrating way to leave the arena, though. Having been yellow carded, harshly yellow carded. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. 17 minutes played since half-time. The ball played high to Dost. Dost heads it back, but only finds Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger was fouled there. That's a free kick. And that's a free kick. He's got it. Why was he shouting at the referee?
Well, he's thinking, why not yellow carded him? Because that's where the game's gone at the minute. Every challenge they're going to be saying, get the card out, which you don't want to see.
Schweinsteiger's going to take the free kick himself. It's inches beyond the halfway line. I'm not sure what they were chanting in German there, but I have a feeling the Wolfsburg fans were saying something to Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Something like,
translations on a postcard.
You're not nice.
Well, as a former Bayern Munich player, of course, he wouldn't be nice to them. A few former Bayern players on the pitch, you know. Dante's one of them. Here's Naldo. Naldo on to Crash. Crash plays it back to Benaglio. They've actually responded quite well, Wolfsburg, since conceding a second goal. And we know they carry a good attacking threat, particularly in Draxler and Caligiuri. And here's Kruse. Kruse's volley pass was over Draxler's head, and out of play it goes for a throw into Manchester United. CSKA Moscow 3, PSV Eindhoven 1. That's in this group, of course.
Just looking at Smalling landed very awkwardly, and I'm not sure if he's jawed his knees slightly, but he's got up and he doesn't look too happy about it.
No. No, I think the referee's saying he's okay, no one needs to come on. Now he's moved away, he's all right, Smalling. He just landed very awkwardly, jumping for an aerial challenge. Here's Schweinsteiger. I think the ball was given back, wasn't it, by Wolfsburg to Manchester United. And Blind, just to the left of his penalty area, to De Gea. And De Gea clears forcefully towards Pereira, who's taking up Depay's position down the left flank. It was beyond him and tried to play for a throw-in, which has been taken quickly. Swept in field now by Wolfsburg. Dante hoofs it forward. Dost heads it very carefully to a red shirt. And here's Arnold making an interception for Wolfsburg. To Draxler. Back to Dost. Dost almost tripped over his own feet there, but finds Dante. Dante slips, but his pass forward was accurate. Arnold heads it down. Here's Kruse. Kruse's deep cross looking for Caligiuri, who just about keeps it in play. Initially prevents him from going behind for a goal kick, but only at the concession of a throw-in.
They still carry a threat, Alan, don't they?
Yes,
the way
do.
they move the ball, they they get bodies forward, quite energetic, but
A goal for Conor McNamara.
And an equalising goal for Manchester City. Well, Otamendi has followed up. It might have crossed the line just before it came back to him. David Silva's just gone off. Navas on as a replacement. But Manchester City have got their equaliser. And it's the defender, Otamendi, with the volley. 1-1.
Better news. 25 minutes left for play here at Old Trafford. This is 5 Live in the BBC. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. Manchester trying to respond in the manner that London couldn't manage last night. United leading, City now drawing. Here's Smalling, he's all right. Smalling back to De Gea. And De Gea waits, there's no great urgency. Then he flicks it out of his penalty area to Blint down the left side. High towards Schweinsteiger. Careful header down by the German. Finds Rooney. There's space opening up for United now. Rooney on to Martial. Left for Mata. Mata to Martial, right of the penalty area, into it, Jinks onto his left foot, slips the pass back to Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger being hustled, loses it. And he's not getting back, Schweinsteiger, not as quickly as he should do. There's a crossfield ball hit. Darmian, important interception for United, finding Pereira. Pereira now running down the left side. Darmian sprinting to get past him, the fullback, offering an option. Pereira into Rooney. And Rooney back to Schneiderlin. On to Ashley Young on the far side. Young back to Schneiderlin. And everyone bar De Gea is inside the German half. That's towards the Stretford end in this second period. Away to our left. Mata to Schneiderlin. And Schneiderlin retreating. Just find a red shirt. Schneiderlin finds a red shirt. Ashley Young on the far side. Young sprints forward, back heels the ball to Mata. Clever little jinking run by Mata. On to Young. Young's cross, deep, headed away by the full-back. Crash, and then finally it's nudged forward by Schneiderlin, only through to goalkeeper Benaglio. Schürrle's coming on for Wolfsburg.
Well, it was good play by Man United. They kept the ball well and moved down the flanks, come back inside, went back wide again, very patient. And all of a sudden again they changed the pace of the attack, and it was a good ball in.
Well, Schürrle's going to replace the man who replaced him in the starting lineup, Arnold. So it's certainly an attacking move by Dieter Hecking. I don't think the numbers have been changed. Maybe they have. We'll just keep an eye on it. Nicholas Bentner is also... There are 2 changes now. Well, presumably Bentner for Dost.
Yeah, you would think so.
We'll wait and see. Bentner's definitely coming on. So it'll be Schürrle for Arnold. We're sure of that. And it is Bentner, the former Arsenal player, for Dost. And we've got half of the second half remaining. 2-1, Manchester United lead. It's hit high, and well, Smalling had his arms around the attacking player, but it's cleared. Only to Rodriguez. No hold-up in play yet to enable the substitutions to be made. The ball's coming towards this right side. Slowly towards the right side. Played by Draxler, and then infield it goes, and it's with Naldo on the halfway line, one of the central defenders. Naldo to Crash, and Crash checks in away from Pereira. Moving infield, plays it to Arnold. His time on the pitch won't be long. It's way towards the left side, towards Caligiuri. Caligiuri gets the ball past Ashley Young. It went out of play, and it's adjudged to be a throw-in to Wolfsburg. It might even be a free kick. It's a free kick. Here are the changes. And Arnold sprints off, as you have to do when your team's trailing in the final quarter of the game. No time to waste. So Schürrle is on. And we know he can finish. And Bentner for Dost, who's just done a decent holding job up front on his own. But now you need a bit more incision in the remaining 20 minutes or so.
I think Dost's a big target type player. He hasn't had a lot of joy out with Smalling tonight, I've got to say.
CAK Moscow 3, PSV Eindhoven 2 in this group. They were 3-0 up, the Moscow team. Now, here's the free kick. Swept in by Rodriguez. High, headed away well by Smalling. Phil Jones might be coming on soon for Manchester United. Wolfsburg pick up possession again, and it slipped to the right side, and Draxler faced by Pereira, moving infield, taps it infield, looking to get the return pass. It doesn't come his way, but it's around with Schürrle, inside right position, cross into the penalty towards Bentner. Caligiuri can't get the ball back first time, gets a second opportunity, passes it back to Rodriguez. There's the cross high towards the far post. Caligiuri was there, headed away by Manchester United. Crash, the right fullback, intent on attacking now, doing his bit further forward, taps the ball through the legs of Pereira. Pereira's quick enough to get back, take the ball off him, and smacks it upfield, but it's away from Martial. Here's Phil Jones. Now who will Jones replace? He could sit in midfield, obviously, for Schweinsteiger or
I think
for Schneiderlin,
unless he goes to 3 at the back.
I think it's Schweinsteiger who'll be making way. The lines are open for the Football Social here in 5 Live. 0500 909 693. Ball forward to Schürrle. Schürrle cuts onto his left foot, onto his right foot again, shoots a foot wide.
I think they do need to change it. Man United are feeling the pace at Wolfsburg, nothing to lose, creating chances, pressing very high up the field. Manchester United just can't keep a hold of the ball at the minute.
Schweinsteiger will be the man who'll come off, and it'll be now. So Jones to come on, and that will surely just be a like-for-like swap. Schweinsteiger getting rich applause from the Wolfsburg away support. No, he isn't. It's the United fans who are cheering him, of course. I'm only teasing. He's a very, very good player, Schweinsteiger. I, like you, was concerned about his pace in the Premier League. But we'll see. We'll see. That will only be seen properly over the course of the season. Right, 18 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. It's 1-1 in Germany. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. Wolfsburg have the ball. Crash, good ball to Schürrle, who's taken up a position sort of inside right for Wolfsburg. A good ball into the edge of the penalty area though. Cruz is there. Cruz tried to dribble his way past the defender, didn't manage to do so, and it's cleared by United, but won back by Wolfsburg. And that's not a great cross. Not a great header clear though. And that wasn't good control either. A lot of the plays got a little sloppy. But here's Rooney. To steady thing down, do you hope? No. He loses the ball far too easily to Caligiuri. Rooney's looking tired now. Dante, the central defender for Wolfsburg. 28 minutes gone in the second half here at Old Trafford. This is 5 Live on the BBC. Manchester United lead Wolfsburg by 2-1, and having lost away to PSV Eindhoven in their first group game, they really need victory tonight. Naldo. On it goes to Draxler. Schürrle sprints forward. Good pass forward. Schürrle into the penalty. Low cross. Phil Jones with the interception at the expense of a throw-in.
Well, I've got to say, Wolfsburg up the tempo, made 2 substitutions. Schürrle's looked very lively. Bentner not really touched the ball yet. Manchester United have come right off the pace.
Here's Draxler to the right of the penalty area. Schürrle has the fullback available. Plays into the fullback, into Draxler. Draxler, I don't think he was fouled there. That was a good decision by the referee. The challenge by Darmian was fair. Blint, by the way, has moved up into a position alongside Schneiderlin now. Jones joins Smalling in the centre of the defence.
Midfield, and Jones goes to centre half, but they're under pressure at the minute. They just can't defend from the front.
Here's Rodriguez, the left fullback. Rodriguez crosses the ball deep, looking for Draxler. Headed away well, and it's now on the near side with Pereira. It was Darmian's header clear. Pereira playing it slightly behind his captain Rooney, but Rooney controlled the ball well, finds Ashley Young. It's not the best spell of the game for Manchester United this, but they still lead by 2-1, and there's 16 minutes left for play. The ball's out of play. Marshall ran it out of play, throw into Wolfsburg, deep inside the German half. Conor McNamara.
Quite a game this, 1-1 between Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. Joe Hart saved a penalty. A Stindl put Mönchengladbach in front. And then some dispute of the Manchester City equaliser. The first effort from Di Michaelis definitely crosses the line, but I don't think the officials were ready to give it. Following up in any event was Otamendi, and it's Mönchengladbach 1, Manchester City 1.
Schürrle's won a corner. He got the ball I thought initially past Smalling, but it must have clipped the England central defender, and it's certainly a corner to a revitalised Wolfsburg team.
Most definitely, and you've got to say they're a big side if they can just get this delivery right. With Draxler's going to take it on this right-hand side with his right foot.
Young will come on as another substitute for Wolfsburg soon. Draxler with a corner towards the near post. Didn't beat the first defender. Almost inexcusable, that. Ball from the clearance run straight to Draxler again. Draxler now getting away from Mata. Room for the cross. Pulls it back. Swung on by Bentner. Another shot by Dante at goal. And it was blocked by Wayne Rooney of all people on the 6-yard box.
Draxler, absolutely great feat to get to the byline. And what a cross. Nice and hard. Schürrle. Then Dante can't get it in. It's all Wolfsburg.
United hanging on. 2-1 they lead. Here's Draxler. Draxler into Cruiser. Cruiser's left wing cross. Hit Blint. Rebounds to Marshall. Marshall foul. Relieving free kick from Manchester United. Here's Young coming on. They'll be replacing Clash, the right fullback. And the whistles, I think, mean that the referee was expecting to produce a yellow card there. So Young has taken up that right back position. By the way, the player who was substituted, the spelling is Trasch, and I thought that was Trash, but it's not, it's Kresh.
Well, it's been trash anyway, so listen.
So we did check out the pronunciation with a German commentator. I felt uneasy calling anybody trash anyway. Now there's a free kick conceded far too easily in the far side. A free kick given away by Mata. So Wolfsburg have got, probably with added time, at least 15 minutes to try to find an equaliser. Dante about to take this free kick from deep inside his own half. I don't think he wants to smash it upfield, but in the end he had no alternative. High towards Nicholas Bentner, who's beaten in the air by Smalling, but Smalling's header only finds a Wolfsburg player, and then it's given away by Smalling after being given back to him. And it's on to Draxler, the dangerous Draxler, moving in from the right side, on his right foot, into a position where it needed his left foot to strike the ball. Loops high into the air, cleared by Manchester United, but only Marshall is being left up front at the moment. United being hemmed back in their own half. Draxler to the latest substitute, Young, and back to Naldo on the halfway line. 12 minutes to go of the regular time. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. Young into Cruiser and swept to the far side of the field. I think that's going beyond the target. That was Schürrle, and it's out of play for a throw-in.
Well, they're definitely feeling the pace, Man United, aren't they? But the good thing what they're doing is they're getting a lot of red shirts behind the ball, and it made it a little bit more difficult for Wolfsburg to find them gaps. And when you're feeling the pace, you've got to stay together.
Ashley Young to take the throw-in from short of the halfway line, slowing things down. He's going to get booked here. Yep, wasting time. I mean, there was an appeal by a Wolfsburg player, but frankly, the referee had no option. He was taking an age. Now he throws into Blint, and Blint passes beyond Marshall. And they're the better side at the moment. Forward to Bentner, headed away by Phil Jones and cleared by Pereira. It took a deflection off Young. It's going to be a throw into Manchester United. Darmian's going to take it. Just walking slowly, United, when they have the opportunity. Anybody would do that in this situation. At the moment, they're undoing the hurt caused by the defeat in Eindhoven. And here's Marshall. Oh, unfortunate. I thought he just used some strength there to get past the defender, Naldo. The referee disagreed. Besides, it's a free kick.
Well, they just need to get a hold of the ball, Manchester United, and I'm not saying in the other half, ideally, yes, but just look after it. They're giving it away so cheaply.
That was a great dummy by Schürrle, and it almost ran through to Bentner. It's cleared by Ashley Young. That's 3 occasions I remember Ashley Young performing a really great defensive role for his team since coming on as a half-time substitute. Ball is back with De Gea. De Gea waits until he has to lift the ball. Bentner, the striker now for Wolfsburg, the out-and-out striker. But Caligiuri, Schürrle and Kruse and Draxler all pose a threat from their advanced midfield positions. De Gea's clearance ran straight through to Benaglio. A fraction over 10 minutes with the regular 90 to go. Naldo on towards the halfway line. A good turn by Kruse. He was fouled by Smalling. Definitely a free kick. And it's tapped to Kruse. And that's just a simple pass and incisive pass. And now it's on to Schürrle. Schürrle to the right of the penalty area. Oh, he tried to dance his way past Darmian. Darmian managed to get a left foot to the ball and hits it out of play off Schürrle. It's a throw into Manchester United.
He's been a threat, Schürrle, since he come on now, doesn't he? He's a very willing runner behind defenders, and defenders don't like that. He is quick. Darmian did very well that time. But Wolfsburg at times are playing 4 up front. They're really going for it.
Throw in taken by Darmian. Eventually Martial heads it on away from Rooney. Dante on the volley, clips it upfield. Brilliant control by Kruse. Kruse was then fouled by Blint. That's another free kick to Manchester United. I mean, it wasn't a terrible foul, but it put him down. It put the Wolfsburg player down.
Yeah, he's looked good tonight, Kruse, hasn't he? Midfield, just off the strike, and puts a good shift in. Got very good technique, lovely left foot, and just seeing a replay there, he's just caught me in the Achilles. It'll be a little bit painful, but it's a free kick which has got to go in the box. I don't think we shoot from here.
Now Rodriguez is going to take it left-footed, but a lot of targets. Wolfsburg 4 players inside the United penalty at the moment. More to come. Rodriguez slips it in, good angle. It cut off the top of Ashley Young's head. It's behind for a corner. Well, United just need to hang on here for the last 9 minutes. They haven't carried any real attacking threat for quite a while. Draxler to take the corner from the right in front of the travelling fans from Germany. Draxler plays it in right-footed. Goodness gracious, Bentner had a great opportunity to get ahead of the ball. I think he collided with Dante. That's what put him off.
He was above everybody though, wasn't he? Great leap by Bentner. He just couldn't get near the ball.
Ball is played back to the goalkeeper Benaglio. 37 minutes gone in the second half here at Old Trafford. Listening to 5 Live. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. It's 1-1 in Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. That header was a little short, but Ashley Young managed to clear, but they're clearing it straight back into Wolfsburg's possession.
They've got to be a bit braver on the ball and pass the ball to a red shirt. At the minute they're just clearing it anyway down the field. Wolfsburg are bringing it back, and eventually you've got to say in these 8 minutes they're going to get another couple of chances the way they're playing.
Is that another foul? It was another foul. Schneiderlin complains he's already on a yellow card. I mean, if you commit a foul and get a second yellow, in a way, okay, but don't get it for dissent. So Rodriguez with another of these free kicks from a position slightly to the right, and he's going to play it left-footed. And there's a mass of white shirts near or inside that United penalty area. Rodriguez plays it in well. Good header away by Blint. Header down, finds Rodriguez again. He taps it forward. Caligiuri trying to bring the ball under control. Wasn't brought under control. And that's a great clearance by Martial, finding Rooney. Rooney onto Mata. Pereira's running to the middle. Rooney's available as well. Mata drives it deep, looking for Martial, who takes it down off his chest, right at the penalty area. Martial now. A third goal will finish it for United. It was a cross rather than a shot. I was sort of in between anyway. The ball broke through to Benaglio.
It was a good counter-attack, but again, he didn't need to drive to the byline. Just keep the ball for a second. Just take the sting out of the game. It's a silly free kick by Jones on Bentner. Again, Wolfsburg get a chance to put the ball forward.
I mean, the free kick's conceded in the Wolfsburg half. Why? Just hustle the player. Free kick's taken. And now Schürrle cutting in from the left side. Hits it to the right flank. Draxler controls it, down to his right foot, dancing inside of Darmian. Darmian persists. And now it's with Caligiuri, who put Wolfsburg in front, and his pass was behind Rodriguez. It goes straight out of play for a throw into Manchester United.
And they'll be delighted with that, Manchester United. They've pushed out the play. Just bide the time, slow down, but try and keep a hold of the ball.
What news in Germany, Connor?
Well, it is still 1-1. We are approaching the last 5 minutes now, and Manchester City, having ridden their luck for much of the first hour of this game, are now finishing very strongly. They don't have David Silva or Yaya Toure on the pitch, but Otamendi has been awarded the goal, and it's 1-1.
The lines are on for the Football Social, 0500 909 693. Oh, good run forward, and then Draxler's brought down. Schneiderlin, he's got to go off now. I mean, that's the second foul he's committed in 2 minutes. If he escapes a second yellow, he's a mighty fortunate player.
Well, Wolfsburg will be saying they've got options right and left. Draxler's bearing down on goal, and that's so deliberate. They didn't argue this time, but that's so deliberate, and
he should be off. I don't want to say it, but it's true. Schneiderlin should have got a second yellow card and should have seen red then. So we've got 5 minutes to go, a little under 5 minutes plus added time. Now I think this is within shooting range for Rodriguez, and it's as well that Manchester United have a world-class goalkeeper in De Gea. Yeah, he won't be beaten.
It's
from
a
this
good
length.
distance out to get it over the wall. If you want to go over the wall, you can go anywhere with this, because it's 30 yards. So it doesn't matter the wall. Yes, De Gea's got to get a good position here, and
4 minutes to go. De Gea a yard in front of his goal line, calling out to the defenders in front of him. Surely it's going to be Rodriguez from this angle. No, it's not. It is Rodriguez. Left-footed. Goodness gracious. That was inches wide.
that was a good free kick. Well, you're going to say it wasn't because it didn't hit the target, but at one stage we thought it was just going to go in the bottom corner, but De Gea, I would think, had it covered, and there'd be no rush to take this goal kick.
Strangely, there's a rush to the exits for many Manchester United fans. They're a bit more confident than I am. United lead 2-1. It's 1-1 in Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. And you're listening to 5 Live. And the line's open for the Football Social. That'll be Mark Chapman and Chris Waddle. 0500 909 693. What do you think of the overall performances of English clubs in the Champions League Tuesday night and Wednesday night? Far better tonight, obviously, than last night. Throw-in taken for United by Young to Martial down the right side. Martial's done well. Defenders get across though in number, take the ball off, and Martial pulls the defender, and it's going to be a free kick. And it had to be taken quickly. It almost put Naldo into an embarrassing position, but careful work by Dante. Offside. Put Young onto Draxler. Draxler now midway inside his own half. Lost the ball to Darmian, but it's squirted out of play for a throw-in.
That was good pressing by Manchester United to see her run the clock down there. That's the first time in the last probably 15 minutes they've actually worked as a unit and closed the ball down and won it high up the field.
There's the throw, headed back by Darmian, but it falls to Young again. Young down the right flank into Schürrle. Schürrle cleverly flicked the ball inside, but it didn't run kindly for him, and it's played back by Blind to De Gea. De Gea sweeps it high over the halfway line, headed back by Rodriguez. Cruiser, who's been excellent tonight, caught there by Blind. Juventus 2, Sevilla 0. That's in Manchester City's group. Juventus will be top tonight, having won at Manchester City on the opening day's play in that group. Manchester United beaten away to PSV Eindhoven, are beating Wolfsburg by 2-1, and we've only got 90 seconds of the 90 minutes left, after which we'll be into added time. Naldo. I wonder if that free kick ultimately proves to be the last proper opportunity for Wolfsburg. On the far side of the field, they have the ball. Schürrle and Bentner in central attacking positions at the moment. Good work by Naldo onto Caligiuri, who put Wolfsburg in front. Caligiuri slips it to the right side, and the fullback, Young, the substitute fullback, into Caligiuri. Caligiuri now about 25 yards from goal, steps away from Darmian, plays it to the right side, Young, taken up by Schürrle. Schürrle now with being hustled by Darmian, and Schürrle was a little unfortunate. He played the ball aiming to get it back off the fullback, or out of play for a throw-in or a corner kick. It rebounded off his own body and out for a throw into Manchester United. A penalty in Germany. Connor.
A penalty in the 90th minute for Manchester City, who were 1-0 down in this game but now have the opportunity to win 2-1. It was a foul on Sergio Aguero in the box. Remember, earlier on tonight, Joe Hart saved a penalty. Now at the same end, can Sergio Aguero beat Jan Sommer? He's been asked by the referee to wait. Sommer bouncing up on the goal line. This to win the game surely for Manchester City. Aguero, it finally gets the indication from the referee that he can take it. Here he comes now. Long run up, right-footed. Aguero scores. Manchester City surely win in Germany. They've come from behind. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Manchester City 2.
Here's Martial inside the penalty area, as it looks like being Manchester 2, Germany 0. Back to Pereira. Pereira dilly-dallied. The challenge came in and the ball was played away, but the referee decided it was a free kick to United. 3 minutes of added time here at Old Trafford. We're into that additional time.
Well, not your rush to take this, will it? Wayne Rooney's got it in his hands at the minute. Probably one or two want to take it, but you might as well just run the clock down and wait as long as possible before the referee blows.
So both the English clubs tonight went a goal down, and now they lead by 2-1. Here's Rooney with a free kick. It's about 3 yards from the D of the Wolfsburg penalty, a Stretford end of Old Trafford, and we're into the second minute of the 3 added minutes. Take your time, Wing. Let the referee busy himself with the wall. No rush, is there? There goes the spray. I would have thought Mata was in a good position for this as well, but it's Pereira and Rooney between them. Blintz up there. Now Rooney steps away. I think it's Pereira. We'll see very shortly. Pereira, right-footed, hit the wall. Rebounds to Mata. Mata just outside the penalty area. Only one player left upfield for Wolfsburg at the moment, and the ball's deep inside their own half. That's no good from a German perspective. Ashley Young running down time on the far side, cleverly wins a throw-in. Good play. And more people head for the exits. You'd think they could hang on for the extra minute. Throw-in taken to Martial. Martial now. Tried to run it into the quadrant of the corner flag, ran it behind, and it's a goal kick to Wolfsburg. We've got 45 seconds to find an equaliser. It's tapped short to Naldo. Back to Benaglio. Benaglio now hits it right-footed. Not particularly well played. Pereira knocks it forward. Benaglio. Pereira should have brought that ball under control. Just kept it. Benaglio. Better delivery this time. High towards Schürrle. Smalling heads it clear. Rooney won it. Lost it. But it's won back by Smalling for Manchester United. Smalling will be quite happy if Bentner pushes him over here. Bentner dives in. Smalling goes down. It's a free kick. Perfect.
He's done well, Smalling. Bentner's have a go at word of him there, but he not be bothered. He got the free kick, and that's basically ran the clock down.
Well, Pereira being told to take the free kick back a couple of yards. We've had our 3 minutes of added time. We've got the final whistle, and Manchester United claim all 3 points here. Manchester United 2, Wolfsburg 1. Chris.
It was quite an even game. I thought Man United probably for an hour more. A bit more attack-minded than Wolfsburg, who went 1-0 up. Went to 2-1 up, but you've got to say the last 15-20 minutes they give the ball away cheaply. Wolfsburg asked a lot of questions, couldn't put the ball in the net. So Manchester United, it's a good 3 points.
Yeah, 5 or 3 points after the defeat in Holland. Manchester United have beaten Wolfsburg 2-1.